Welcome back to the Sleep Consultant Blueprint. I am so excited that you are here with me today. This episode is specifically for those of you who are not located in the United States. Now, if you are located in the United States, you will still find some value from this episode, so that doesn't mean you need to turn it off, but just wanted to call out from the very beginning that this is specifically for those of you who are located in Australia, the United Kingdom, China, Morocco, anywhere in the world that is not the US. So to get us started, last week we talked about why you need to work with real families before you charge, because that hands-on experience is what builds your actual confidence, not just hoping that you're ready. This week, we are addressing another fear that is keeping women from starting, and that is thinking that they need a certification program based in their own country to be credible and successful. So if you walk away from this episode only remembering one thing that I share with you, this is what I want you to remember. Your location doesn't determine your credibility. The international recognition and quality of your training does. You can build a thriving sleep consulting business from anywhere in the world whenever you have globally recognized credentials and support that actually works across time zones. So you're probably here because you're excited about becoming a sleep consultant, but you're stuck researching programs in your country or region because you're convinced that this is the only way that parents will trust you. You're watching other women build these businesses and you're wondering if it's even possible for you because you're in the UK or Australia or Canada or anywhere outside of the US. You're worried that choosing a program based somewhere else will somehow make your certification less valid, or that you won't get the support that you need because of time zones. So you're either putting off your decision entirely, or you are settling for a local program that doesn't offer the same level of education, business training, or ongoing support just because it feels safer to stay close to home. So let's break down a couple of the false beliefs that you probably currently have, or even lies that you have actually been told. The first one is that you need to get certified through a program based in your own country for your credentials to be taken seriously by parents in your area. The second belief is that a US-based program won't be able to support you properly because of time zones, cultural differences, or the way that the business works in your country. But here's the problem with choosing a program just because it is local. Most of those programs lack true international accreditation and the rigorous educational standards. They might give you a certificate, but they're not being held to a global standard that actually means something. And when parents research you, which they absolutely will, they're not just looking at where you're getting certified. They're looking at whether your certification is recognized and respected. Locally based program with no international backing actually limits your credibility. It doesn't enhance it. So you end up with a certification that might work in your immediate area, but you're constantly second guessing whether parents really trust your credentials. You're figuring out the business side completely alone because most local programs don't teach you how to actually launch and scale. And if you ever want to serve families outside of your immediate region, maybe online, maybe if you move, you've boxed yourself in with training that doesn't travel with you. You've chosen this safe option, but you're building on a shaky foundation. Building a successful sleep consulting business from anywhere in the world isn't about finding a program in your backyard. It's about finding a program with internationally recognized standards, education that works globally, and a support structure built for students everywhere. Because here's what nobody is telling you. Less than 50% of our students at the Cradle Coach Academy are actually based in the US. We have women in the United Kingdom, China, Australia, Canada, Morocco, literally all over the world who are building thriving businesses. Your location is not the limiting factor. The quality and recognition of your training is what actually determines whether parents will trust you and whether you have the tools that you need to actually succeed. So here's an easy way to look at this. International recognition plus a flexible structure plus global support equals a location-independent sleep consulting business. Let me break down why this formula actually works and why it sets you up for success in a way that convenient local programs never could. International recognition is the foundation of everything. We are approved by the only International Association for Sleep Consulting that does a thorough, rigorous review, and upholds high educational standards for the industry. That is not just a nice stamp on a certificate. That means something real. It means when parents Google you and research your credentials, they see you were trained to a global standard. It means your certification is recognized whether you are serving families in London, Sydney, Shanghai, or small town USA. You're not just certified, you're certified to a standard that parents worldwide understand and trust. Think about it like this. Would you rather have a degree from a university that only one town recognizes, or a degree from an accredited institution that is respected globally? Same concept here. International recognition isn't about being fancy, it's about being credible and trusted anywhere that you go. It's also about understanding that program, our program, has gone through a thorough review by an organization that literally sets the industry standard. They're not just looking at the surface level education to ensure that we are qualified. They are diving into every single module, looking at what we're teaching, how we're teaching it, and ensuring that we are providing amazing ongoing support for our students. The second part of this is flexible structure. And this is what actually makes it work for your life, regardless of where you live. We have rolling enrollment, which means you don't have to wait for some arbitrary start date that lands at 2 a.m. your time. You jump in when you're ready. You move through the program at your own pace. You're not trying to attend live trainings in the middle of the night or rearranging your entire life around a schedule that wasn't built with you in mind. Let me tell you about one of our students. She is in Australia and speaks Mandarin. When she was looking for programs, she checked out several Mandarin speaking programs that were local to her region. She even had calls with a couple of them, but here is what she told me. I felt like a lot of them were very basic. I already understood most of the sleep knowledge and how to do the training. What I really wanted was something more organized and also guidance on how to work with clients and build it into a successful business. She ended up asking ChatGPT for recommendations and our program came up. And you know what sealed the deal for her? Most programs had set start dates, but she wanted to start right away. She wanted self-paced learning. And when she joined one of our workshops and asked a question afterward, I sent her a Loom video response in 15 minutes. She said, that is what you mentioned millions of times in the course, that you were going to be available and responsive, and it felt refreshing to see it happen in real life. So this is the part where I want you to really stop everything that you're doing and take a second and listen and focus in. Our core self-paced program structure respects that you have a life, a family, responsibilities, and yes, a time zone that may be completely different from ours. You get to build this business on your terms, not squeeze yourself into somebody else's timeline. That is why it's our foundation. It works for most women who need flexibility and who want to move at their own pace. But we also know that some women thrive with a live structure and real-time accountability. That is a different learning style, not a wrong one, just different. The difference is this: rigid, one-size-fits-all live programs that don't account for time zones or life circumstances, those don't work for international students. But live programs that are intentionally designed with time zones in mind, with flexibility built in, with real support across boundaries, those can be incredibly powerful for the right person. The key is having options that actually work for your life and your learning style, not being forced into a model that was not designed with you in mind. And then lastly, global support is where this all comes together. Because here's what actually matters. It's not about whether we're in the same time zone. It's not about whether we're actually in the same time zone. It's about whether you are able to get the help that you need when you need it. Right now, I'm working with 2 students in our one-on-one Support Plus program. One is in China, one is in Australia. The times that overlap for us are early morning my time and early evening my time. And yes, we make it work. They still get the support that they need to thrive. Because what mattered most to them wasn't finding a program in their exact time zone. It was finding a program that taught them everything that they needed to know and actually supported them in building a real business. The Australian student that I mentioned, she also said this about choosing our program. I also loved how you teach AI tools use in your business program. That is not something that I see a lot of Chinese speaking programs using, and it just felt like a good fit. She chose comprehensive, high-quality education and real business support over geographic convenience. And she's thriving because of it. We have built our support system specifically so that you're not waiting days for answers because we are asleep whenever you are working. You get help when you need it. The way that we structure mentorship, the way that we've built our community, the way that we show up for our students, it all works across time zones because we designed it that way on purpose. And here's the thing about that international approval that I keep mentioning. It doesn't just give you credibility with parents, it gives you confidence. You know that you weren't trained by somebody who just decided to teach this stuff. You were trained by a standard that was reviewed and approved by an independent international body. That matters when you're serving your first family. That matters when a parent asks you a tough question. That matters when you're building a business and you need to trust that your foundation is solid. So this process works better because you're getting globally recognized training that parents trust, plus your business education that most programs don't even touch. You're not settling for basic sleep knowledge when what you really need is organization, systems, and guidance on actually working with clients and building a business. You're not just learning about sleep, you're learning how to launch and scale a real business with modern tools and strategies. This works faster because you're not waiting around for a local program to start or trying to piece together information from multiple sources. You're able to jump in and start building from day one with everything that you need in one place. No waiting for set start dates, no conforming to somebody else's schedule. And this lasts longer because your certification doesn't have an expiration date based on where you live. You can serve families in your area, expand online, move to a different country. Your credentials travel with you. You're building a business that can grow and evolve with your life, not one that is limited by geography. So let's bring this full circle. You're sitting there researching programs, convinced that you need something local because that feels safer. But that safe choice is actually keeping you small. You're settling for less rigorous training, less business support, and less credibility, all because you think your location determines your options. But here's the real story. International recognition plus flexible structure plus global support means that you can build a business with credentials that parents worldwide trust. You can learn at your own pace without time zone stress, and you can get support that actually works for your life. You're not limited by where you live. You're empowered by the quality of your training. And when you choose a program that is held to international standards, that gives you flexibility and that supports students globally. You're setting yourself up to serve families confidently from day one with a business model that actually works wherever you are in the world. So if you've been holding back from starting your sleep consulting business because you're not in the US, or because you've been trying to find the perfect local program, I want you to know that your location is not the thing that is holding you back. The quality of your training is what matters. We have students from all over the world who are building successful businesses, and we have specifically designed our program to support you from wherever you are. So if you are ready to stop letting geography limit your dreams and to start building a business with internationally recognized credentials, head on over to thecradlecoachacademy.com to see our enrollment options. Let's plan out your next steps together because this business that you want to build, it is absolutely possible no matter where you're starting from. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and I will see you right back here next week.